That's what matters is the peace sign backwards. 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 Say what you need to say. Do what you need to do. I made it out of everything that you won't have to go through. Now I got my V's up, now you know how that goes. Know how that goes, know how that goes. Got my V's up, now you know how that goes. Know how that goes, know how that goes. Hi, this is SiNcere, and today I'll be speaking with Avalon, rehearsal and recording.
Hello, SiNcere. I'm Christian Meyer, one of the partners here at Avalon.
Hello.
Would you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing with your music lately?
We just got done completing my mixtape Just Because. We just picked out a single that we're going to shoot a video for. It's called Glory to God. So be on the lookout for that.
Nice, nice. Since the release of your I Won't Forget album that you came out with last year, what can we expect from the new album, Just Because?
You can expect a whole lot of growth. I mean, from last year, I released my mixtape I Won't Forget, which was in May of last year. And right after I released that, I took a trip out to LA, and visited some labels and all that. And from that trip, I just gained a whole new perspective on the business, on life, on myself, just a whole lot of growth. It was a whole transition, and just a whole lot of, just feel like something really spiritual happened. And like, from that transition all the way up till now, I just changed, like my whole style just elevated, and I more just found myself, like a lot of times you don't even realize, I wouldn't necessarily say I was just like a lost individual, but I was like, you don't realize that you're lost in certain places till you actually find certain things in those places, to fill in those places. So it's like, that's what happened. There was things that were lost or missing that I wasn't aware of, and something led me out to go to certain places and to meet certain people and to do certain things, just to start thinking a certain way. It was a feeling that came inside and told me to do these things, and from there I grew as an artist. So from there till now, it's just it's just a different person. It's just amazing what a whole year can do.
Right, right. Well, so what elements do you combine to make your music?
Elements I like to combine, I'm a big movie buff, so I like to combine movies, with music. I like to compare the two. I'm big, I listen to a lot of movie soundtracks, a whole lot of movie things. I'm really influenced by those. I'm all about creating a visual, not just an audio, but a visual that, that equates and gives the, the listener, a vision in their mind, takes them on a trip, just like any of the greats, any of the artists that do the same thing. It's not just all about that, it's about creating a movie with sound. A movie is not much without sound. Sound is so important, so it's like when you combine those two, and I'm able to make my movie through audio, that's just, it's a joy for me. I love doing it.
Nice, nice. So you got a favorite movie?
My favorite movie would be Training Day. And because Training Day is, and in particular, it has to be because of the character Denzel Washington chose to play, which was Alonzo Harris. He was the villain of the movie, just like Heath Ledger, when he played the Joker. They got so deep into the character, and when you get so deep, just like when you go into that booth, you get so deep into your character. That's what makes you become great. It's how deep and how good you can play that role, how deep you can get into that character. Do you want to be the hero? Do you want to be the villain? With song, it varies. With song, this song you may want to be this song you may want to be that. And when you go in there, it's that same approach. He got so deep into that role, his character made that movie and earned him an award, off of that, just based off that. And that's power. It showed me at a young age just how passionate you have to be, and how intense, and how, just how deep and how far, just how far you have to go and how far you have to take it in order to get acknowledged upon that level. And it's like, I feel like he should have got a whole lot more than recognition than what he did. But it's just like, even with other movies besides that, but that's just how it goes. It was like, it just showed, that's what it showed me. It really made me grasp the whole idea of being passionate when it comes to anything entertainment-wise. Just like when you're shooting a video, there's acting involved, so it's like I can relate to those things.
Nice, nice. Besides your own music, what's your favorite album out there?
Favorite album of all time would have to be Kanye, 808s and Heartbreak.
Nice.
And because during that time, I was going through certain things that I didn't even like all the songs on that album. I didn't like all of them, but the songs I did like, I really liked. And it just didn't have to do with how good the songs were. It was just being a fan of Kanye's music all the way up to that album, when he did that, he flipped the whole script and he took just from being a hip hop artist and showed it could be so much more than that, and it has to do with your level of creativity. You know, when you do your level of creativity, you know, you can transition and create your own genre, and that's what he did. And that's what I'm about doing, is creating my own genre of music. I don't want to just stay in one category, you know, and be categorized as this and not that. My mind will go completely outside the box and take it to a whole nother level. And what he did, he put his soul into his music. I feel like I do that with my music. It's like when when you're like, you know, you don't just half step it. You know, when you're a real artist, you put your everything into your music, and you give it. You know, it's your duty. You know, you feel obligated as an artist to give the listener yourself. You know, you have to do this. You know, and tell them exactly what you're feeling, man. Don't hold back. You know, it's not about being fake. No matter how it makes you look, no matter how it makes you sound, it's like at the end of the day, man, you're gonna respect real. And if you can't respect real, then go somewhere else and live fake. Because you know, we keep it real around here. You know, from corner to corner. That's how it goes.
Right. So, what are your plans on for V for Violin as far as expanding?
V for Violin. If you don't know, you should know. It's the ultimate communication. Saying what needs to be said, do what needs to be done. V's up. And this is basically, we're going to do it we're starting it from here, and it's just, I want it to be an overall transition around the world. And it's very simple, anybody can do it. It's about whatever you're holding inside, you release it. You'd be surprised about something, man. The lack of words have caused wars. The lack of words have caused deaths. The lack of words have caused so much things that didn't have to be, because people held back, held secrets, didn't say one little thing that could have changed the whole situation. There's things that are caught in history on this. You know, failed messages that weren't delivered and all. It's that simple. Or do what needs to be done. You know, it's a lot of times, it's like, don't you get tired of like, I feel like people, don't they ever get tired of like life being a certain way? You know, you ever get tired of just talking about it or complaining about it? Like, go actually and do something about it. And getting up and actually doing something about it is much more simpler than you think. I think it takes way more energy to wake up day after day talking like I'm talking about things that you want to change, but don't have to do. And you could take a day out of your life and go and just change it. You know, it's that simple. And it's like, what I'm trying to do right now is get people to be more communicative. You know, when you release that poison that's within you, it'll change you completely as a person. It'll free you on a spiritual level. And even if you don't believe me, even if you're just saying, nah, man, no, say this, let out something, even if it's to yourself, let it out. Just that whole thing, you're gonna feel clarity. You know, you'll have clarity. You're gonna feel free. It's gonna do something to you, man. It did something to me. It's done things to other people when I had them do it. And it's that simple. Anybody can do it. Just say what needs to be said, do what needs to be done. V's up.
Nice. So tell me, in this very positive outlook, what scares SiNcere? What is your fear?
My fear is the fear. And why I say that is because our whole perception of what we've been based to fear and to be scared of is not really what it is. The world that we're living in, it's like they want us, you know, we've been blinded by perception. We've been blinded to make things, because they want you to stay in a line, and they want you to do what they want you to do. But you don't realize you're your own individual. You can do whatever you want to do. It's like the world is one big movie. Everything that happens in a movie is happening somewhere around the world. Movies are influenced off of life, off of real life. You know, just because we don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. That's why you got to think outside the box. Anything is possible. Magic exists. Anything can happen. I know for a fact. And the reason why it's what we call magic is actually just the flow of life. It's the way of life, whether it be karma, whether it be destiny. You know, it's just those things. You know, certain things have to happen in order for other things to take place. That's what I call magic. Because your life can change drastically just like that, off of one move. And you won't even know there's no way to justify or explain that. That's just what it is, you know. And when it comes to that, it's like, I feel like we don't have to fear anything. We don't need to be scared of what it is, because overall, the world that we're living in is something that, it's like what they've had us feel like we should fear is basically what ultimately free us from what we're living in. And it's like, that's what Avalon has to do with, man. don't fear. You know, like I said, man, truth is front, fear is blind.
As I was walking, I saw no coincidences. I risk my life to tell you this. I break it down in the mist. What is your wish? No longer waits to happen. Watch your whole life pass, that's what happens. There's too many acting outside of profession. Seeing scenes from a movie leading up to a blessing. Now I got some questions that I might not ever get a chance to ask you. I see you in heaven, hope you're not just passing through. Nothing ever gets too hard, nothing ever gets too hard. 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 Give glory to God. Give glory to God. Give glory to God. Give glory to God. Give glory.